We're back in business.
And so I was joking around to Mitchell, and then later that night, like when we got home, Mitchell was like I know we were joking around, but like look online. And it's got like this thing on Facebook, and it's like, don't say that like Mark and Jackson are fighting. They're not. Jackson is just homesick. Like, he's just missing his family. Why won't they let him see his family? And they're like, stop saying that Mark and Jackson are fighting. And I'm like, ha ha, Mark and Jackson are fighting. Having said that, I ship it. At some point they did one called Skyway, which I didn't mind. Because I spent the whole rest of the thing being like laughing. And then after that they must have done, oh I know, oh of course, how could I forget this? So after that game they did like penalties, and Jackson had to do like a girl group dance.
Ew.
And he did Excuse Me by AOA, but just like about 2 seconds of it, but he did like the show pony dance. Which is like the most hilarious dance move of all time.
Oh.
I sped up like a quick dance, like a I'd say 2 times speed, but it became a bit controversial because like because Got7 were like, this isn't 2 times speed, this is like way faster than 2 times speed. And like the people were like, oh, did you want it faster then? And like made it really fast. It was like funny to watch, but they were like, Got7 were like, we can't do it this fast. And they were like, too bad, try anyway. And that was funny. But yeah, and Bam Bam was like the clear winner of that. Like he just, yeah, he was on point for that. And then Yu-Gi-Oh probably second. And so then the next thing they did was they had some little fan cards sort of thing that Got7 had. I think Got7 had signed them. I can't remember if they hadn't signed them, they were going to sign them, and they were like holding onto them and stuff. And they were going to do like a little raffle to see who won the prizes. And so in the meantime, Bam Bam's still having his own like one-man party. Yeah. Everyone's still like, kind of awkwardly like milling around in the background, and Bam Bam's like, look, I'm touching it. And everyone's like, ah! And it's like, should I kiss it? Should I kiss it? And they're like, ah! And he's like, should I kiss it a bit more? And they're like, ah! He's like, I'm gonna keep kissing it. I'm gonna make out with it. Okay, no, sorry. I had lived a bit there, but it's pretty much, you know, like everyone else was just kind of like awkwardly standing around being like, why are we holding these cards? And Jackson kept trying to pass his cards off to other people really awkwardly, and I was like, I don't know if you can do that. Yeah. And and then he kind of eventually took them back like with a disgruntled face, and I'm like, yeah, he's not having a good time. And so yeah, so they try to give out, so they've got this box with the seat numbers in there, and they're going to draw out the winners. And so first person out like a number from the box. Yep. And he's like, it's blank.
What?
And so they like kind of be like, oh well, try again. So he pulls out another one, he's like, this one's blank too. And he's like, what? And they're like, oh, just try one more time. And he's like, no, they're all blank. And so at this point Andy's like, haha, well then, I'll just take that and go off stage and see what's going on. So he kind of bails, and then Got7's like, I can't remember what they did, but they were like, you know, trying to kind of like keep the mood going and keep everything pumped up. And
because it's kind of awkward.
Yeah, because it's kind of awkward. And so anyway, Andy comes back and he's like, I've got a great idea. And I'm like, it's not going to be a good idea, Andy. Like, and foreshadowing, it was not a good idea. And so Andy's like, I know, here's what we're going to do instead. Right? Instead of drawing names out of a box, you guys are just going to point to one of the fans, and that's who'll win the sign. And I'm like, how's that going to work? Yeah. You point somewhere and it's going to be like 10 people.
There'll be like 10 people like, oh, he was pointing at me.
And then when he's like, sorry, I was pointing to that person, they're all going to be like, I hate you.
Yeah.
Why did you choose her? Like,
yeah.
The whole, yeah, anyway, so it's like massive, terrible idea. And they all knew it. And so like one of them, like, I think it might have been Bam Bam or Mark, I can't remember, was like going around trying to kind of like stall for time, being like, we don't want to choose people, oh my god. And then they're like, oh, it's such a hard decision, I don't know who to decide. And they're doing that for about like 5 minutes, and finally like Andy comes back with the box and is like, okay, thought it was a good idea, wasn't a good, you know, sometimes when you're thinking on the fly, anyway, it didn't really work, so we're going to go back to the older, pull the number out of the box one, and finally they get a number. And they're like, okay, so it's D. This is where I get quite excited, because I'm like, oh my god, I'm in row D, I'm in D. And I'm like, it's got a good chance. And then they're like 164, and this is extra funny because I'm 154, and I'm like, damn it. And so I'm like, and the person's like, ah. And so they read out the second one, and they're like, H, and I'm like, 154, and I'm like, oh come on. I'm like, D164 and H154, like it's like the combination. Anyway,
Yeah.
not that I would have really known what to do with it anyway. If I'd won one of the things, I would have just been like, cool.
Depends on
I'm
who's...
gonna kiss it too. It's like my mouth has touched Bam Bam's ew. So then people were cheering, but it was really unclear. Like some of them started trying to come up to the stage and they were like, no, stay there, we'll bring it out to you later. We're like, oh, alright then, okay. And then a couple of guys won, and then Got7 seemed excited to have male fans too. And they all kind of like, both the men had like a little victory dance thing going on, and then Bam Bam was like, yeah, go, go, go. And like, was, you know, cheering them on. It was good. I do know that near the end they performed my favourite song, Hard Carry, and I was thrilled by that.
I thought your favourite was Just Right.
Well, but they didn't perform that. Like that's my other favourite.
Oh.
But like my favourite in the sort of modern era of like, you know, we are like, you know, intense men, not like cute boyfriend people. Getting into Hard Carry, and then after they said goodbyes, and most of them spoke really well. Like Bam Bam spoke fantastically in English, and then JV said some nice stuff in Korean that was very emotional and moving. So everyone said some stuff, and then hilariously, like Yu-Gyom tried to do English, and like did like reasonably well, except he kind of just said like the same line that one of the other people, like maybe Marcusling, had said like just beforehand, but except like totally wrong. And so it was funny, and I was just like, oh, look at him, he's giving it a go. And so that was nice that he tried that. And also, like, I also kind of preferred it because I don't know much Korean, but like the person who was translating, they were giving like the gist of what was happening, but sometimes they were using words and I'm like, that wasn't the word for happy, that was the word for like nervous and like fluttery, you know, like...
너무 떨려.
Yeah.
떨려.
And so...
That's nervous, sort of.
Yeah, everyone encore chant. And if you've ever been to a concert in Australia with Australian fans, encore charts are horribly awful. Because like Australian people just don't really know how to chant for more than about like 2 seconds. Like in Korea, I'm gathering that like, you know, obviously people like learn to chant, like it's like a thing that you do, you chant.
Well, they do have fan chants, so it's sort of ingrained in their sort of like culture.
Yeah, and the concerts I went to in Japan, they had like a real chant going.
Yeah.
But
they can't say encore. They say encore.
Yeah, that's horrible. That's
yes,
like, oh stop. But they do, like when we're at the Big Bang one, I remember thinking that they, you know how they all started singing?
Yeah, it's really nice.
That was really nice. I was like, oh my god. And then you go to Australia and they're like, encore! That's like it. And so they managed to chant like Got7 for about a minute. It's like, Got7, Got7, Got7. And then someone else would kind of be like,
Got7!
encore! Encore! And everyone's like, encore, encore, encore. And I'm like, don't wait too long, Got7, rookie mistake. You think people are going to cheer for a long time, but people are going to like kind of putter out and be silent awkwardly and be like, come back, come back. And so eventually Got7 come back on stage, and then this is like probably the most hilarious part of the night, right? So Mark's like pumping up the crowd, being like, hey yo, it's Got7. I don't know what you say to pump up the crowd, but he says something like that. And then he's like, okay, I want all of you on your feet. I want all of you out of your seats. Get on your feet, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, just as a quick reference, how would you interpret that?
Get out of your seat.
Yeah. In what way? Just like...
Just stand up?
Just stand up? Yeah, that's how I think most people... Like, that's how I interpreted it.
Did they run to the stage?
They run to the stage.
Oh!
Like, almost everyone was just like, bam, down to the stage. I'm like... And Mitch was like, is that what he meant? And I'm like, no. That's not, like, I don't know how you got, like, run down to the stage out of, like, stand up. And so then...
They're a bit too excited.
Well, yeah, and then basically like security like freaked out, and security were like, you know, no, go back. And then Mitchell at this point is like, why isn't Got7 saying something?
Yeah.
Like, why hasn't Got7 being like, go back to your seats? I'm like, well, I probably like feel really awkward about it because then I feel like they can't say it. And...
Yeah, they can't be like, oh, this wasn't what we meant, and be like, calm down, people.
Yeah, but after about like 5 minutes of security trying to get it to happen, eventually like Bam Bam is like, Bam Bam.
Good old Bam Bam.
Bam Bam is like, so, you know how Mark said like, get out of your seat? He meant like, just stand up in front of your seat is what he was trying to say. And I'm like, yep. It's like, so if you could just all, you know, it's like, we just don't want anyone to get hurt, so just, you know, head back to your seats, that'd be great. And so most people start to listen and they start to head back.
Yeah.
And there's a group of people that are like, if I just stand here, no one will know. And I'm like, everyone can see you. And they're like, I'll just stand on the side. It'll be fine. You can't see me. You can't see me. And I'm just like, we can see you. And so eventually they kind of start to walk away. And then Got7 crank out their last 2 tracks.
And then they run back?
And they like just turn around and walk back. And security's still like standing on the edge of the stage being like,
nope.
No, go back. And they're just like, they're like, we ain't going. You've started the music. It's too late now. And I'm just like, oh. And then the Got7 on stage had this really tricky decision where they were like, you know, obviously going around on stage. Eventually they were like, well, we can't really ignore this whole side of the stage, which was the side of the side that I was on, which had all these people who had run to the front. And so they kind of ended up going around and like seeing all the people on the front, but then they were like, oh god, like...
That's gonna attract more people.
Yeah, and it's not that it's gonna attract more people, it's just that then like all the fans who did the right thing are gonna be irritated.
Yeah.
But then if they ignore them when they come all the way to the front, those fans are gonna be like, I came all the way to the front and like Got7 like shunned me. Yeah. And I'm just like, oh, sucks to be Got7. So like, JB was sort of like, you know, hey, you people over there, but then didn't kind of, you know, walked over to them, but didn't go too close because he, I don't know. I think they kind of did the best they could have in the circumstance. And so yeah, it was an interesting finale. And the last 2 songs, I don't know what they were because I couldn't like really make out the words or what was going on, but they were really good. I've never heard them before, and I was like, oh, I like these songs. They were like real party songs. I'm like, why didn't you crank these out earlier? Why was like the first half all like ballads without Youngjae, and then like the last part was like, yeah, awesome, let's kick it. And I'm like, well, now we're all going home. Like no, like ballads go at the end. And I'm like, well, this felt more like a really sketchy episode of Weekly Idol, where it was like not that great, you know, where they hadn't quite edited it all that well.
Yeah. And the thing is, I think they organised like too many places to go in Australia.
Yeah, I was surprised.
I mean, like Melbourne wasn't sold out, and they still like added Perth in.
Yeah, that's odd.
I was like, don't do that.
Yeah, I was like,
you're gonna lose money.
Well, yeah, it was interesting as well because I'm like, pretty much the only place they didn't go was South Australia. I'm like, thanks. Anyway, so I would say like definitely Got7, like, you know, performance wise are like worth going to see. And if you're like a really big fan of them and like you're really interested in like all of their like dynamics with each other and stuff, which are pretty funny. Like I one of the reasons I went to see them was because I've seen them on like Weekly Idol and stuff before. And
like they have a good group dynamic, and they're like funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're really like into that sort of stuff, it's worth going to see because I think that they do have like, I think that they were definitely not represented as best as they could be in this particular fan meeting because there were so many people that weren't like, well, not so many people, there was only really 2 that weren't really on point. One because he wasn't there, and the other because he was obviously sick. So, you know, it's still probably worth going to. It's just for me personally, I probably wouldn't be top of my list to go back to again.